Now, let's talk about my opinion, who I think each is for, which one I think is scarier, which one I think is more dangerous. Here are my thoughts from doing both of these bucket list hikes. First off, who would I recommend each for? If you want a full-on challenge of endurance and grit, Half Dome is your beast. It's like going on this intense hike, your legs are burning, and then you finally get there and the last 400 feet is just going to test you so much physically, so much emotionally, so much mentally. It is seriously one of the biggest accomplishments I've done because, woo, that was super scary, for sure. However, if you're like, I don't really want to hike 14 to 18 miles through Yosemite and then slip on some granite, if you just want an adrenaline rush with some heart-thumping exposure, then Angel's Landing will test your soul. I will say, as far as which one was scarier, controversially, I would actually argue that Half Dome is scarier, and here's why. So when I was doing the chain section, I was pretty freaked out. There was a moment where I was like, why did I do this to myself? Like, why did I think that this would be fun? But other than that, it kind of just flowed, and I looked back at the footage and I was like, oh my gosh, is that actually what it looked like? And I've been hearing this from other people as well, where it doesn't really seem that scary once you're doing it. It's the footage that makes it scary, where you're like, oh, that's what it was like. But really, you kind of just get in the zone, and sometimes you need the chains, sometimes you don't, sometimes you can just walk or just use the chain as an aid. And then you get to the top and you start going down, and personally I thought that going down was way harder. But at the end of the day, I think if you just have some basic common sense and you have really good communication with those around you, it really isn't that bad. It looks a lot worse than it is. Now, Half Dome, I would argue, is the opposite. It looks kind of like, oh yeah, that's fine, you know, it can't be that bad, and then you get up there and your butt starts clenching because you're like, there's no way I have to climb this beast of a granite rock. There's no way. This is different than Angel's Landing, where I was like, oh, the chain's there if I need it. Not the cables. I was holding on to those cables for dear life, just praying, please just get me to the top and back down without falling. I thought Half Dome was a brutal challenge physically going up and a huge mental challenge going down. There's a lot of finesse, there's a lot of technique, there's a lot of communication. If it's packed, forget it. Oh my gosh, that would be terrifying. Trying to go down those cables and trying to get people around you or saying, okay, you go first up while I'm going down. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.